So now this would be the bookstore. Okay, this is what means this is the opening tag, and then this is the closing tag. And now I have two nodes, one book node and second book node. Now here I was having the Harry Potter, and here I was having learning XML, two tags. Now this the title is one tag, and title is one tag, and here I have the price of this and I have the price of this. Now I wanted to access the Harry Potter's price. Sorry, Harry Potter's price. So how I need to navigate this particular document? Because if you go your HTML code, see VPH codes. So when you have been gone through his, so see this is JavaScript. See, always your HTML page will consist of three major components. One is HTML code, CSS, and then JS. So HTML code, these are the tags. With the help of the tag, you will be setting, means for an example, this is a title tag. You can see what is the title you wanted to see, and how your header, means how your heading it should be coming, and what should be your body. All those things will be coming from this. And CSS is nothing but it's a styling. So what it will do is, if we wanted to add something, style sheets, or you wanted to add something styling for your HTML, so then you'll be using the CSS. And if there is some logics to be implemented, you'll be using the basic JavaScripts into this one. Okay. Now what you need to first see is, always your HTML code will have this particular tags. Now in this particular tag, I wanted to have this particular element to be accessed. So at that point of time, what I mean, we need to navigate to this particular document, right? So there you would be coming across with this particular XPaths. So as I told you, we do have 7 locators. Out of 7 locators, we can play and create our own things, means with the XPaths only, because ID would be created by the developer, name would be created by the developer, class name would be created with the developer. You can't go and change any of this particular located, the link text, the partial text, nothing we can go and change. Whatever it's there. See, now if you see here, this is the class name. Now, whatever he given, I can use that particular class name. Whatever the ID he given, I can use that particular name only. I can't go and change this particular class name. But whereas the XPath can be modified. So that's where on all of this particular 7 locators, the XPath is the prominent locator. So for example, now you've seen it, right? So usually what you would be the tendency of the developers is, when they are creating something, so just they will do a copy and then they'll paste it. Guys, here I'm not offending anyone. I'm just saying that how the mistakes might be happen. So that is what my intention of saying here. I'm not pointing any particular developers, because whatever means they are doing it so on interest of the time or whatever it matters. So where the problems will come and how the problems we need to address it. That's the only intention I'm pointing the issues here. It is not to offend anyone over here. Okay. Now, when we copied and pasting it, so the ID might be duplicated, the class might be duplicated, but how I should access this one? So that is what the challenge. So now if we have this particular concept of XPath. Now how we need to navigate and identify this particular XPath? So there are two approaches for this one. One is absolute XPath, and then one is the relative XPath. So the absolute XPath is nothing but it starts basically from your grandparents. So from here it starts, and slash means how many divs, means if I wanted to come here, there are not nested lists are there. See, for example, if I wanted to go to this particular object, okay, I wanted to see the learn XPath. Okay, if I wanted to have this one, absolute XPath means you need to see it. See, here indentation is the most important thing. HTML slash, I need to come here and div slash, and where is that? Here, right? So div slash div slash, and I need to come to A, and then I'll be coming to here. So this is the hierarchy I need to navigate it. So if I given the complete path of that, then that is called an absolute path. Anyways, I'll get back to that in the further session. But as of now, with the XPath, how we wanted to identify. So this is what the syntax which we need to know it. So now if you have this particular hierarchy, so how means we need to understand, or we need to navigate or drill down to this particular values, means this is how we will be trying to do it. So now node name. selects all the node names. Now, what are the node names we have? Book, book, book. Under this particular thing, so whatever the nodes are there, so all the node names will be getting it. And there are meanings for this one. So if you see here, single slash, it is a root node. If you have double slash, selects the node in the document from the current node that matches no matter where they are. So now what usually we have the tendency to give is double slash input. Okay, I'll be giving the input. So these are the tags. Okay, the tag value. The tags are nothing but I shown you right in the expert. These are the tags. Now, for an example, if there is any particular input. Okay. If you see here, this tag I'm using it. Okay, input tag. Now, whenever I was using it, if I have written this one with the with the double slash input. Now, if you see here, no matter in this particular document on the throughout document, wherever you have the input. So now you need to understand why the XPath is getting delayed means, first of all, with the two slashes means it will go complete document. And first it will come to this particular input. Then you will be giving the respective ID or something else equal to this. So then it will matches to this particular object. So with this particular thing, so it means the searching throughout the document, it have means the performance of this particular locator would delayed. But if you have direct ID equal to this, so this means throughout the document, this would be unique so that it would be faster. So that's how this XPaths will be getting delayed. So now what you wanted to learn from here is, so almost every time first preference, you should give it to the ID name. And if it is not possible, then only you should come to the XPaths and how to create the XPaths. So that is a separate concept where we'll talk about absolute XPath and relative XPath. But here, how to navigate with the XPaths, what are the symbols we will be using it. So that's first you need to understand here, because the people start directly with the absolute XPath and then relative XPath, but they will not understand what is this or what is this, what is the purpose of dot, what is the purpose of this, because normal XPath is that relative XPath. And if the normal XPath is not working, then you need to go for parent sibling XPaths. So the parent sibling XPaths will use this dot and dot dot. If you don't understand the concept of this dot and dot dot, you can't go further. So always you should know, if see now slash is a root and double slash is no point wherever, whatever the tag name which you are trying to give here, it will search throughout the document. Now dot means current node. Dot dot means selects the parent of the current node. So now here the people will give like slash dot dot and slash. So now what it will do, it will select the parent node. So you should know how to how to access to the parent and how to access the child and how to access the siblings. So these all implementations were there in the documents which I have been shared for you. So how to implement this one? So how to access the basic XPath or a parent of XPath or a sibling of an XPath, and all the things was well written in that Software Test Academy document. Anyways, this is a just introduction. Whatever the things which I was trying to give now, it's an introduction. Why should we require the locators, and which locators we need to concentrate more, and how to access this XPaths, and what are the different type of XPaths. The implementation part, I didn't get into it, because the implementation, we need to go through the document and see how to implement each and one by one, we can get back there. Okay, so this is what the basic things you need to refer. Go to the W3 schools and then see how we need to give the this particular syntax of the XPaths. And then if you see here, now you can clearly understand the same example they have been given. So for the book means it selects the bookstore. So now it selects, if you see here, it selects this one. And now slash bookstore. So selects the root element of this particular bookstore. And then it gives the all the children's of this particular bookstore. So for this particular symbols, they have been given, and they have been given that what would be the result if they have been implemented with these particular things. Just go through this one, you can have lot of information. And if you understand this one, so now if you have two books, so now here we have book one, book two. Now we need to know, I wanted to have this, so how I need to have it? So then I need to use the index of that one. So that indexing was given over here. So I need to give that so that it can identify only one particular element. So if you wanted to create the relative XPaths, so definitely you should go through this particular document, then you can understand it well. If you don't go through this one, definitely you can't understand it. So if you see here now, no matter, if you see here, this is how usually we will write it, the XPaths. No matter in this particular document with the title at the rate, okay, which here we will be giving the attribute. Okay, if you see what you meant by the attribute means, if you see here, the attribute means this is the attribute. Okay, so no matter which attribute equal to English. So now if you see here, both are English. So then these two things will be coming for you. Now out of this, if you given, I want the index of the first, or you can have the last. See now the last means I have 10 books, which is the last one I wanted to pick it up. I can pick it like this last. You will not even, I'll make a bet, many of the people will not even implement this one in the XPaths. But these are the ways are there. If I have 10 objects in the screen, I wanted to select the last element, then I can use the last method. Last minus one, last minus two, last minus three. All these elements, you can use this particular methods. I never seen a guy who implemented the XPaths with this particular things. And the last minus one means I have 10 objects. Last is 10th. Last minus one means 9th object. Last minus two, 8th object. And the books position less than 3. So select the first 2 books that the childrens are having this one. So it need to get the 2 books. Means below 3, whatever the things are there, it will try to select it. And this is how we will give the attributes, and then we can identify. And this is how we can write a condition for the objects. And if you have multiple objects on this one, we can identify and we can keep it. So this is where the method we will be using, find elements. And I'm saying you right, I never seen any XPath with any of these particular methods or doing with this particular comparisons and all the things in any of my any of the projects, any of the things. I never commented because it is not may required, but still whenever it was required, you should know that how to use them. In any of the tutorials, you go to any website, in any site, you can't see someone is using this particular methods inside an XPath. So that why I'm saying this one is, it is really, really very important you people to know this particular XPath syntax first. Then you go for the relative, creating the relative XPaths or these things. Okay, as I told you, to give a quick recap. So totally we do have 7 locators to identify a particular object. Without identifying any particular object, you can't write or you can't perform that action on that particular object. So identification of the object is the most important thing. If you don't do that, you can't proceed further in the scripting. Now, out of this particular 7 locators, all locators are stagnant and we can't change it. So only the modifying locator is the XPath. So that's where everyone will try to use the XPaths only. So in this particular XPaths, you do have 2 types of things. One is absolute XPath and relative XPath. Absolute XPath is coming from the parent till the child. It gives the complete hierarchy of that particular object. Whereas relative XPath, it was dynamically created, a shortcut method to create identification of the object. So how you will write that particular XPath is, so these are the basic syntaxes which we need to understand. So before jumping into that one, first to go through this all, understand this one clearly, then you come to the relative XPaths. And then after this, you need to go back and then see that particular 4 URLs which I have been shared, open that, and then we need to implement one by one. So now next Monday morning, what I wanted to see from you people is take this introduction and go back and then implement with that particular XPaths, and then you should show me how to create that particular different XPaths. So how many types of different XPaths are there, how to do for the parent, sibling, and how we are trying to do it. So all those particular implementations you should do it, and then you should show it to me. See guys, I'll not go through all the documents and all the peoples, but it's up to you. But if you don't practice this one, even I will not force it moving further anyone. It's completely for you people. But without understanding this, you can't do anything. So you can say that if for everything you are saying this is important, only important topics only we are picking up and then we are discussing over here. So once again, I'm saying that without understanding the XPaths in your projects or anywhere else, you can't do anything. So keep mind this one as an important pointer and then proceed further. And let's see how to create this one. And there are many other tools to do this one. Don't ever depend upon the tool, because if the tool gives the wrong, you will get stuck there. Never ever depend upon the tool. So if you depend upon the tool, you will not learn this one at all. There are many advanced tool comes into the picture now, but still I strongly recommend the people not to use the tools. Okay, that's it for today from me. Any other questions or any other pointers?
Sir, Absolute Path, it has